Okay. Alright, this is the second video that I've had that's been fairly largely requested over the last month or so, and that's specifics on heroes, focusing on which are mediocre and passive for which spec. Spec being which specialty you focus on, being troop, fighter, rider, or shooter. I am not going to go over troop since it's one you will spend a ton of money to do, and I don't think we have anybody in the Alliance right now that's willing to spend thousands of dollars to build a troop spec week on it. So I'll start off with fighter spec. Your top Rick and Zephyr. They're both 5-star and higher heroes. All three of their abilities focus on fighter. Higher up you go, both 6-star, 7-star, and plus 6, 7, 8, whatever. You'll notice that their abilities just keep getting better. Right now I've got him at 5-star or 6-star plus 5. So you can see he adds 100% to my fighter's attack, defense, and hit points. He's also not very hard to get for your fighter spec because he is available in the gold cards. He is one of the ones that is in the gold card, so he is fairly easy to get and to get ranked up. Let's see if I can find a gold card. Of course, since I want one, I can't find one. No, of course not. Yeah, here we go. He is one of the heroes that's available in your gold card, which means he's fairly easy to get. You have a random chance of getting a gold card out of any level 33 and higher box. So anytime you have a level 33 or higher box and you open it, you have a chance of getting a gold card. Oh, see, I just got one. And that was out of a 33 chest. He is one of the more important single spec ones, just like Fox is for her spec, and we'll go through that in just a minute. We go back over to heroes. Zephyr is the second fighter-based one. He is the second and only 2 5-star or higher that focuses on fighter, which means all 3 based. Since I do not have him 6-star yet, and I only have him plus 3, you can see it's not quite as good as Ulrich. Zephyr's a lot harder to get your enhancement fragments for, so he is a little bit harder to get ranked up and spec'd up. However, even at plus 1, he way surpasses your 4 and 3-star heroes. Now we'll go ahead and sort this by fighter. As you can see, there's quite a big of a choice. However, some of the options in this choice are not actual choices. Myers is not a strong choice. He's not a hero you're going to use a whole lot. So wasting fragments on him to get him ranked up to where he's going to do much is kind of stupid unless you have spares. Tomoyo is one that is kind of mediocre. I say that simply because you don't really want to waste a whole lot of fragments on her unless you have spares, because she is basically a troop based. She does not actually add anything to fighter only. Cheo Sun is a 4-star that's troop based, so we don't really want to waste much on her. Divana is the same way. So your top ones for fighter are going to be your Ulrich and your Zephyr. Your medium ones, which are your 4-stars, are going to be your Sanguine, Seo Young, and that's the only 2 4-stars. And then you have several choices for 3-stars. I went with Noct because testing Noct and Barbie both at level 70 plus 5, Noct actually. So I went ahead and ranked Noct on up to his maximum level and got him his 5-star, which Barbie also is 5-star. He also does a little bit more proc damage. So, in my opinion, he's a little bit better choice for your 3-star. However, if you have the time and have the focus and want to spend the money or just grind it out, getting either Myers, Marlowe, or Rakim up to 4 stars will make them surpass Noct. And I'll show you that in mine. I actually have him, I have Marlowe as my 5th. I chose Marlowe and Rakim to talk about in Myers because they're all in the gold ticket, so they're not as extremely hard to get. As you can see, I use Marlowe in mine because he actually has 0.6% more attack than Noct does, and being a 5-star means I can rank him on up even more, which will add even more to it. You can see here just my basic heroes. I have +5, +5, +5, +3, +4. I'm going to get him +5 shortly, and he's almost +6. But you can see I stack up quite a bit of boost damage for my fighters. You can do the same thing with your shooter heroes and rider heroes. There are no vehicle heroes. Don't know why they have that in here. There is no heroes that focus as vehicles, so that's kind of a waste. And I'll show you why going troop-based is not really an option unless you're willing to spend a lot of money. A level 1 Ulrich, jump over here. A level 1 Ulrich, or level 2 +2 Ulrich has 32% to fighter. A +2 troop-based, doesn't matter which troop-based you have, a +2 troop-based only has 12%. So Ulrich starts out at 3 times higher than them at the same plus rank. And even at +3, a 3-star hero focused on your troop spec will boost your troops more. It's not until your troop heroes start hitting 4 and higher that they start being better. And to replace your 4-star heroes, they have to hit +6. So you can see why that would be a very big money spender. You'd have to get them to +6 for them to replace a 4-star hero in a specific troop spec. Now, once you get them to +6, yes, they completely rock and they keep going. However, they will never surpass your 5-star troop spec. So Rakim will never pass at +8, will never pass Ulrich at +5. I mean, that's just the way it is. So it's great if you're going to be doing a bunch of rally leading, super rallies, super reinforcements. It's great to have massive troop ones. Otherwise, it's better to stick to your spec and just focus on your spec. As you start ranking them up, then you can start replacing your 3-star and your 4-star with these, but not until you get them ranked up. Your fill-ins, and these are passives. Pretty much all of your newer heroes are going to be massive passives. We're going to use the fighter one, since it's the one I've got right down here, to Hanyu. His aren't passive actually. He has to be in the battle. So in other words, his isn't actually going to be all that great. There are certain ones that have passives that are active just by simply leveling them up. Let's jump over here to Shooter next. Shooter, your 2 primaries are going to be Ephraim and Phoenix. That's basically be the Ulrich and Zephyr for shooters. They're your 5-star shooter specific. And as you can see, at +1, she's got almost the exact same boost as a +5 4-star does. So fairly easy to get your Ephraim. He's one of the gold cards. Phoenix is much harder to get, but still fairly easily doable. Getting those two in and getting those two at least +1 or +2 will seriously boost you. As you can see, my frame, I've got him up to a +3, and it's a 48% boost. And I'm not even shooter spec. I do not waste time on them, Hayol, or any of those. Your secondaries for shooter are going to be your Griffin and your Hartwell. Griffin's kind of an on the line because not all three of his focus is shooter. The two most important ones do, but not all three of them. If you do not do Griffin, then you'll end up with 2 3-stars. So you'll end up with Malcolm and Bard, which are lower, which I don't recommend. I would definitely say go with Griffin, Hartwell, and then Malcolm, since those are the 3 that focuses out the best with the highest amount of boost. Now we'll jump over here to Rider, and I'll go over that one. Rider, you're going to want to focus on 5-star for your Fox and your Obsidian. Those are the 2 5-star Rider spec ones. As you can see, I've got Fox up to +3, and it's a 48%. Haven't unfortunately done anything with my Obsidian really. I'm not Rider spec, but as you can see, you know, he is full Rider spec, and getting him and boosting him is not that hard. For your secondaries for Rider, you want Rain. And as you can see, he is, all 3 of his focuses it. Then you're going to want Percival, which is a 3-star. All 3 of his focuses. And then you want Dom or Doc Gray. Now, I personally would say go with Dom, even though not all 3 of his focuses. You'll get a lot of benefit out of this, as steel is an extremely rare resource to get, and as you level up it becomes super important. And it does focus the 2 Rider attributes that are most important, your defense and your attack. As I said, that's just my personal choices, what I would personally say would be the best. It also corresponds to the numbers. The number putouts, I had my wife build a Rider spec, and I had her using Dom instead of Doc Gray, and I had her switch in and out, and both of them are 130 +5s, and she was doing a lot more damage. You have subsidiaries and secondaries of every one of them. Some of them, and these are really important, like Lavina, which you get from the water bottles you get from Reservoir War and Alliance Clash, they have passive abilities. You know this because it'll either say passive here, not all of them, but most of them. But it will also say passive here, where all you just have to do is own the hero to activate this effect. These are really big to get. I would not actually say level her all the way up to 300 plus unless you're going to actually use her, which she's not that great. I would say get her up to where she unlocks this 3rd one, or whichever spec you're at. I unlocked the 3rd one simply because I like her. Use her in the arena sometimes because of her hero skills. She has a healing effect. I like her for her boosts, and since I do lead rallies, I do typically like to have as many passives active as I can. That way it affects everybody's troops that are in my rally. Once again, as rally leader, that's more important, but generally, I mean, it's going to benefit you to unlock up to your spec no matter what. I don't really go over the harder to get ones. Natalie's extremely hard to get. Dara's hard to get. Wally's extremely hard to get. I don't have these others yet. I haven't really focused on them since they're not that important to me. But these are the heroes that are most important, ranked from your 6-star of course, or your 5-star of course, all the way down to your 3 stars for each spec. I hope this helps you guys. I'll do another video probably next week that will go over their benefits. I hope everybody enjoyed this, found it beneficial, or suggestions for future ones. please feel free to contact me. Thank you. Have a great